screen, I'm gonna put my cam on over there, and I'll put patch notes on big screen, and hopefully we'll be able to see everything. I'll make some comparisons. We'll line up the patch notes with the Korean patch notes from Yosha's section on Tier Today, and we'll juggle it out. My cam has been like, you see that? Like freezing out. Okay, so let me go ahead and move some of this shit around real quick. Just give me a sec. Here, we'll move myself here. Hello, friends. Kind of cute. Okay. Next, I'm gonna open up the patch notes on a separate tab right there. Should be 11. I'll put that on a window cap. I think that'll work, right? Okay. Oh no. There we go. Then we'll shrink it a little bit, and then I'll zoom in a lot. All right, friends. So don't fret. I got this. I think this looks a little bit more better with terms of me scrolling through patch notes, and we're gonna make some comparisons. So first off, okay, we'll go from the top, then we'll make the comparison with what is missing. All right. So starting from the top of the patch notes, we've got a. What was that? Real quick. Yeah. So, top of the patch notes, there's going to be new dungeons. Yay! New dungeons, new dungeons, new dungeons. So, Vault of Caprima, 5-man dungeon. People have already seen it in the MU stream. Timescape is the SC hard mode of this patch. So, Timescape will be the dungeon that you're going to be gearing towards after doing Akron's Inferno. Because Akron's Inferno is going to be easy. It's got Kessels as the last boss. No problem, right? Just simple shit. Simple as fuck. BR is changing to a 7-man, and they're gonna be fulminate gear, and I think fulminate gear would actually be I think it's Ambit 2. I have a feeling this is actually going to be Ambit 2 gear, or it's going to be Idonio 2, which I don't think it is, because you're probably gonna get Idonio 2 through other methods. They're replacing Gilliglade with Cosmo Shards, which Cosmo Shards can be used for getting some PvE gear, which was featured in the other stream, I believe. Sarah Matches of Ascent, no one gives a shit about that old dungeon. Larger boss HP gauges to lower level dungeons. What this means is that basically the HP bar that people are so used to in the higher level dungeons will now be, that same system will be added to the like the older dungeons. That way, new players that are leveling up will have that whole, you know. Oh, Fulminate is Idonio 2? Okay, thank you for the correction for that. But yeah, so basically the big HP bar is going to be on low level dungeons if you're leveling, so makes your life a lot easier. They're also adding the Wild Star triangles on some stuff, by the way. So you know what I'm talking about with the whole red triangles to tell when the damage is? There's more ways to learn old school shit. Rift's Edge is gone. Oh, fuck yeah, the place is gay anyway. Remove Dreadspire just so that, because Dreadspire is content that the Koreans didn't like as much due to the rewards, not due to the actual content. Kind of like a throwback Thursday with the like the old legacy like bosses and stuff like that, and bravery chests and all these dungeons, of course, because we're gonna be farming them, right? It's easy stuff. Okay, next up, Battleground. So first Battleground up, Gridigon, 15-man dungeon or Battleground. Gridiron is gonna be AIDS, and the reason I was saying it's gonna be AIDS is because Savage Skulls are equatable in that Battleground. I don't know why the fuck that is, and I don't know if they're fixing that, but Gridiron will be able to allow you to use Savage Skulls. Secondly, plus 15 gear will be able to be used in that place. Now, I don't know if it's with Renegade gear works, or Tenzin, or whatever the next VM5 gear PvE. I don't exactly know which one works. But I do know that the eye level balances are going to be there. But obviously people are going to know that the plus 15 gear is going to be better due to better rolls, because the rolls on that gear for Gradient is not going to be the greatest. Of course, either way, damage is still going to be fairly the same, and this is going to be range heaven. Everyone knows this. Gotta have it. Kuma Asylum is basically what they're doing with Kuma Asylum is they're making it so Divine Intervention goes for 2 minutes. What this is that for those that do, you know, hold on, my cam is freezing up a lot. 1 second. But basically, what this is that if you are, say, for example, you are priest and you're pulling constantly, having 2+ priests, sync queuing and getting into a Kuma's match, pulling back and forth. Basically, Kumas right now don't really have much of an advantage in Kuma Asylum, so this gives Kumas a better chance of winning. Of course, the draw system is still most likely going to be there, and it keeps getting addressed to BHS, but BHS is just retarded. So, not much to honestly say about that. Yeah. Next thing you know, Freywind Canyon, they're trying to boost the Freywind Canyon instinctive, in a sense where Freywind Canyon will now be rewarding the Crowning L'Oreal, which is the VM5 mat for VM5 gear, obviously. This will make, hopefully this will make Freywind more competitive and active. I don't really want to get too much into Freywind just because that's not something I really like to talk about. Since I'm not a Freywind expert, I am a PvP expert, so I just kill things. I'm not good at objective PvP. CS is going to suck because CS competition changed the team composition rules to require a minimum of 3 healers to a maximum of 4, which is the overall queue system of CS requires there to be 3 to 4 healers, and then they're making it so that you can only queue with 2 people. Now this sucks for people that do 5-man and 3-mates, and this honestly sucks for me. Just because it's shit. I would like to queue with a 5-man team, and unfortunately I can only queue with 2-man, so what you can basically do is still be able to sync queue with a bunch of buddies, but obviously this works a lot better if you have some form of communication via G-Chat, Alliance Chat, Guard Chat, like, stuff like that. It's the best way for you to try to queue with a bunch of your friends, but you're more likely going to be facing against each other with how queue systems work. To answer some questions on to the chat, they are planning to remove Kuma Asylum entirely, and no, what it basically is that when you open the boxes for the Freywind stuff, you'll have a chance to get the Crowning L'Oreal. It's the same concept of how you got Liquid Braveries before, for the most part. Water break. Okay. No more kill streaks. Or sounds. Whatever. Assist point range is 20 meters. That's good for healers. Let's see. Belcarium contribution 5% and KS 2%. So they're doubling KS and they're giving it 5%. PG. Removing Skyrim 5s because Skyrim 5s is not popular, and Skyrim 5s is not popular because it doesn't have its own separate leaderboard, conflicts with CP3 leaderboard. It's stupid. And increasing the credit limit to 160k instead of 100k. I'm pretty sure that's how it works. Weekly, right? Someone correct me that. I'm not too sure. Let's see. Current Battleground lineup. Doesn't really matter. Okay. They added CS premium, so you have to do that from now. Let's see. Instance matching. Can you match without a tank? Blah blah blah. You get a Roth treasure chest upon completing Akron's Inferno through instance matching. So I think you can actually get gear through instance matching. I don't know about that. I'm actually not sure if Yoshi even knows about that. No, they're not removing braveries completely. There's still other ways to get braveries. Oh. Okay. Merchants. Added Time Blade time scale. New designs. T6 goes to T7. New T7 Alcahas. Now, if you're very stingy with your gold, and I mean very stingy, okay, there is a achievement that you can earn that lets you reduce the merchant price and Cutthroat Harbor Merchant by a couple percent. So you can Jew a few silvers or something like that as you're buying Alcahest and intricate scrolls and whatever. Just to say, Jack the merchant actually gives you a discount in general merchants. It's not really a mid discount, but if you're really stingy, I can recommend that 100%. They're removing the weekly cap? I don't actually think so. So you can keep an eye out. Let's see, what else is there? Caging it so you can do T6 Outcast. There actually is a video on farming T6 feedstock. I heard that apparently some of the mobs over in the Tempest area actually drops T6 feedstock, so I don't quite know yet, so I'm gonna go ahead and double check that. Anyways, Victor box and challenger boxes will not only reward for winning 3 times, so they're taking out this box entirely and then giving you a new box. So I heard that's going to happen. Which actually is lame because I actually get outcasts and stuff from this, so I don't know. Anyways, so gear. Fulminate, Idonio, Wrath, Ambit, Schisma, Disco, and Lucid is VM5. Deviant is fucking shit PvP gear. Oh no, Deviant is Defiance 2 and Tensis is VM5. Now, Deviant is actually pretty good. If you are not planning on getting VM5 gear, get this gear because it's actually fucking good. It's just under. Okay, think of it this way. Oh my god, my cam. Think of it this way. Whoa. Okay, I need to fix that. But think of Tensis, or think of Deviant as basically VM4 without the proc in terms of scaling. Now, VM4 will have a little bit more damage because it's going to 15, but the 12 on Deviant is basically 13 from what the comparisons are. And if you can beat people in Ambit, but it's Renegade 15, I'm sure you can beat VM5 with Deviant gear. That's all I gotta say about that. Tensis is obviously the best gear. Now, let me go ahead and talk about Tensis real fucking quick about this, okay? Now, if you went over, I'm gonna drop a link to this Wikipedia. It's called Zephyr Wix. Now, Zephyr Wix actually talks about both sets of gear, and it talks about the roles that you can make. The roles that you can make for VM5 PvE versus VM5 PvP. Now, VM5, just copy paste it. Now, just VM5 is basically, VM5 PvP will have a 9% roll at the top, okay? It's going to have a 9% roll at the top. This means, and the PvE doesn't. This means that as a DPS, you no longer have to roll attack speed. Now it is more optional to roll attack speed than before. Now, if you're a Lancer or you're a really good pinged warrior, or you're a Berserker, this could be different because the attack speed could be a lot more different for your playstyle since, you know, you're so fucking fast. Now, that's optional. I really highly recommend 3 DPS rolls and CDR for most DPS classes. Flat, back, crit damage, and CDR. Or for those that don't like CDR, flat, back, crit damage, crit rate for ranged DPS classes including Archer, Sorcerer, and Reaper. For Gunner, you do not roll crit rate at all. It's garbage. It's a garbage stat. For Gunner, do not roll it for a weapon. Healers, even okay. Now, VM5 PvE has the option of double rolling other stats. And what this means is it gives you the option to roll double cooldown reduction, which some people find a very powerful, you know, stat, obviously. Of course, what this means is that the top roll, it's going to be a top roll and a bottom roll. Let me go ahead and show this. It's so much fucking easier to show it. Now, the top roll and the bottom roll, come on, switch to it. Let me open this link up. Let me just open it here. Okay, so right here, I'm going to zoom in a little bit quick. A little bit here. It says right here, rerollable stat. This is VM5 PV fucking E. Okay? This is PvE. This is Lucid here. You see right there? It says rerollable stat. That's base stat. So you can roll double cooldown reduction, double flat damage, double crit damage, whatever you want to do. But you can, this is an option for PvP players to run double cooldown reduction. But if you do that, you don't get the attack speed. There's no attack speed. And what this basically means is that you're forced to roll an attack speed stat on your 3579, which kind of sucks. Which means you lose. If you're running double cooldown reduction, you lose a damage stat. Now, if you're running flat, back, crit damage, cooldown reduction, flat, back, or crit damage is one of the three rolls you're going to re-roll. I recommend rolling crit damage just because crit damage overall doesn't do enough compared to back, compared to flat. Flat will always be a #1 stat. Back is, you know, whatever. Back is flat damage. Now, the recent PvP changes, which makes it so there's no crit chance at the side or back, doesn't make a difference with the damage that you do, okay? So, just keeping it out there. Definitely an option to roll double cooldown reduction on your PvE, or to obviously run the PvP weapon. Now, for healers, I recommend for healers to run PvP weapon 100%. The attack speed is good, and you get the cooldown reduction, the back defense. It's good. It's a good weapon. If you're a healer, get PvP weapon. That's all I gotta say about that. Cosmo Shards allows you to open a shop with T6 gear, blah blah blah. You can kind of read this into it as you go along, since this is not really something I can emphasize on. The accessories, by the way, are credit based now. The future accessories that you can earn for PvP players are Bellicarium credits. Now, what this means is that you're going to be sitting in Corsairs, Kum Asylum, Coliseum, Freywind Canyon, all fucking day long to get your accessories with the credit cap. So, my recommendation for those that want a full gear as soon as possible, you want to get your alts credit capped, play on your alts, use your alts to help you craft the gear on your main. So if you, let's say you have another alt player, class, or character that shares, you know, that you don't mind playing a lot, crafting the gear, banking it, and then putting it onto your main. This allows you to farm more credits onto your main, which allows you to further get your accessories as soon as possible. So, let me drop some notes for you guys real quick onto this thing because I can. Hold on a second real quick. Gotta make some notes right here at the bottom just to help you guys guide along. 2-man CSQ only. Okay, do you guys see that right there? I'll try to make it stand out. And I don't know, yellow, is that yellow? Yellow good? Okay. Recommended to craft gear on multiple characters for PvP. Accessories can now be earned with BG credits. These are some tips that you can do. Also, Deviant gear is buy and bank. It's buy and bank. That's it. No crafting, no hard work to build it up, no oils, no ingots. credits, boom, you're done. Same with the fucking the VM5 gear. Certain mats, done. No ingots, no oils. No ingots, no oils. No ingots, no oils. Let me say this again. No ingots, no oils. No ingots, no energies, no fucking Goblu Silex shit. I don't think you need ingots or oils at all. It's straight credit. Okay. Are the new accessories good for PvP? Of course they are. They're gonna be fucking amazing. Okay? And this makes it so that people that do solo vol and team vol and tossing your tickets in and out and just getting really shit rolls, it's really frustrating. And I actually don't know if the new accessories are rerollable. I'm gonna have to go check on Zephyx again because he's a very reliable site. So that's that. Those are some notes I have. Some more. Let me go ahead and this color is ugly as fuck. Is that better? Oh my god, you can't even read that. That better? No, it's horrible. Guess that works. Okay. Alright, so gonna go down. And talk about class changes. Class changes. Yeah. Alright. First up is the Berserker. Now, Berserkers are going to have, they're gonna have, let's actually compare this right now to, okay, can I do this? No, I can't. Okay, we'll try this. I'm gonna open up, I want you guys to follow along these patch notes, by the way, because I'm gonna go open the other patch notes too. Real quick. I'm going as fast as I can. Don't have it open right now. So if we're gonna go ahead and time these differences between the class changes, we're gonna go through this one instead. Now this is gonna be a lot easier than whatever the fuck they have here because they have nothing here. There is nothing described here at all. It's fucking stupid. So this is nothing. We're gonna go through this one. This one will be more accurate. So, the new Berserker will have the running dash, headlong rush. They're going to have unyielding anger, give HP instead of mana. So cost mana to get HP. It's a 10k heal or something along those lines. Fire Rage now generates aggro, does not give damage anymore. And you cannot use Cyclone with the new backdraft stance. Okay, there is no cooldown on block. Now, until the patch hits, I don't know if the mana cost is gonna be there still, because apparently that was like a bonky patch in a sense. Hold on, I'm going through patch notes on screen. Okay, but in any case, the SS on the staggering spec, so the one that spins, does not turn around players in PvP while in the other stance. So just keep that in mind. just because you can't turn people around. In PvE, it doesn't turn around, but like I said, this will still have to be tested in PvP again, just to make sure, which is why I'm going to go through all 3 classes that are going to get changed tomorrow when I get home. Be there, Twitch TV/BattleGround, Plug Live. I'm going to go through all the classes while going through my farming and stuff like that and stuff, so do my dailies, you know, fucking... So yeah, just for the most part, people have a good idea of how the Berserker changes are. Don't really follow through the patch notes just too much, because the patch notes don't say much about Berserker on this part of the patch notes. For some odd reason, it doesn't. So let's go ahead and talk about Warrior now. With Warrior, now we've actually learned some new things about Warrior. With this patch notes, because apparently we didn't figure it out, just kind of like the same way we didn't figure out Eviscerate until it came to NA. But oh yeah, Berserker E-roll is 6 seconds. Berserker E-roll is 6 seconds. Berserker E-roll is 6. Okay, I'm done. Okay. Holy fuck, I'm like sweating. It's so fucking hot in my room. So Warrior fucking Resolve is going up 1500 to 1500. This actually, I think it gives you now an extra roll, but Resolve gain, I heard, might be kind of hard because of the block now costing Resolve. Adding Infuriate to Warrior, very good for Warrior tanks. Warrior tanks are already good as is. No one runs them enough because they think that challenging shot is OP, and it is. But I like Warrior tanks personally. They're really fun to watch while you're DPSing. So I actually, if you're a Warrior tank, props to you. I know some people are gonna try Berserker tank, but Berserker is about damage, whereas Warrior and Lancer actually debuff the boss and lower its defense to make it easier for your team, and holds the boss in one place, whereas you kind of just stand like, anyways. So okay, so blade draw, increased blade draw damage. Apparently that's like 20%. Let's go ahead and double check. Here's what I'll do. I'm gonna open these patch notes on a separate tab, and I will follow along with you guys too. So open that up. Warrior. Okay, so Rising Fury damage goes up. I mean, blade draw goes up 10% damage. 10%. Reduce cooldown of blade draw to 7 seconds. This lets you be able, okay, to open up with a blade draw on initial KD, second KD, blade draw again. So if you're a pro with the new D stance, you'll be able to do a 2 or even 3 blade draws depending on how good your RNG is. I'll put that out there. Warriors are gonna have a very similar Slayer combo next patch, if that is what you're looking for, with Rising Fury KD and Scythe and Reaping. You know, if you Reaping, this is I'm talking A stance, by the way, with 3 KDs, 2 KDs, and D stance, but still Rising Fury, Scythe, Rising Fury, and blade draws in between if you're pro. So you can, with the 7 seconds, that's enough for you to do it 3 times in a KD combo, which is fucking, like, it's fucking crazy. It's absolutely fucking absurd. Suck my dick. I love Warriors. That's all I gotta say about that with blade draw. So secondly, added knockdown effect to Rising Fury. I've already talked that to you guys just now. Now Rising Fury first hit, I heard, might not stagger with this patch, because we actually got a triple fuse patch. Because they put it in, then they took it out because it's too OP. So I don't know if it's going to. Also, on a side note, Rising Fury no longer takes Noctinium. So for those that like to do you know, charging slash away, then Rising Fury tap to move in, and then auto in after, it's no longer a costly knock. Congratulations, guys, you made it. Let's see. Now, biggest thing about these patch notes is that warriors are immune to stagger and KD in Rain of Blows. I did not actually know this, and a lot of competitive PvPers did not know this. So, for the most part, it's like, what the fuck? Because what this basically means is that you can Rain of Blows into Scythe and not be stopped by anything. Now, the only thing that can stop a warrior from landing Scythe after Rain of Blows is a stun, so a leash, a Giga, silence, time bomb or grenade from Gunner, a far away smite, maybe even like a close quarters stun. And it's gonna be fucking stupid. It's so stupid. I can't Fury them. I can't Gunner explode. I cannot Magma bomb. I can't do anything because it's already gonna be so fucking fast as it is. So super salt. Point blank second hit will be able to stop it, but point blank first hit will not be able to stop it. I'll get into that. So, Rain of Blows damage goes up by 20%. With these other patch notes, Rain of Blows. Oh, it says in these other patch notes that you can't be KD'd until the last hit of Rain of Blows. But it doesn't matter because it's like you can cancel Rain of Blows midway with Scythe. If someone can confirm that for me, that would be awesome. I would like someone to tell me if you can cancel Rain of Blows midway with Scythe. Please someone test that for me real quick and answer in chat. Okay, anyways, we're gonna keep going on. Increased stun duration of backstab to 4 seconds. Now, backstab, surprisingly, is already, I believe it's either 2.5 or 3 seconds. With Yosha's tests in PvP, with stun duration earrings on, we're talking a 0.5 to 0.75 extra duration of backstab itself. Now, what this means is that you'll have... Thank you, Tate. What this means is that you will be able to backstab, combative, cascade, backstab. Oh, I'm sorry. Let me talk these stance. Backstab, block, combative block, cascade, Rain of Blows, Scythe. Or backstab, block, combative, block, cascade, block, pounce, Rain of Blows, block. Or, no, cascade, block, poison blade, traverse cut, blade draw. Or you can just basically, you'll be able to block tap in between, and you can do the normal combo that you can already do on the A stance, and you'll make it with the backstab duration. So just I don't know. I don't know Warrior too well. Wait till me and Suze get into it tomorrow. We're gonna have a lot of more fun. So basically, the new backstab duration is not crippling. It's not crippling. It's gonna be more so retarded in threes because you can't stop it from happening. Now, some people have already seen the threes videos of what you call it, the Japanese warrior that goes around and fucking comes in. Well, he's already doing like 40Ks in threes, okay? He's doing 40Ks, 26K to 40K scythe damage, 3v3 solo queue. That's already fucking insane. And on top of that, like, you can fucking Yeah, whatever. Okay, Ken, come on. You can do roll in, backstab, vortex slash, blade draw, block, cancel, backstab. Yeah. Roll first, backstab, block, vortex slash, blade draw, block, cascade block, pounce blows, block, scythe, because you know you can do full scythe. You can already do that. Okay, don't get into that with me. Anyways, the backstab duration is going to be more crippling in Corsair Stronghold than it is in other modes because we already run stun duration earrings as it is. Okay, and all PvP. If you do not run 2 stun duration earrings, 10% reduce duration to fucking stuns, you are completely handicapped in PvP. A warrior will literally wave his cock around you, both of his fucking fish dicks are going all over you, and you can't do anything about it. So, please, as a reminder to new PvPers, as crude as my language is, please run double duration earrings. It is highly important for open world PvP, and for Freywind Canyon, and for duels. Okay? That's all I gotta say about that. So, let's go on. Increase duration debuff of Traverse Cut to 0.35 and duration to 27 seconds. Does it really make much of a difference in PvP? It might. That 0.35 might make a difference. I doubt it because our endurance isn't that high, so you're not scaling much, and you don't scale much on Lancers, so whatever. So that's gonna be more of a PvE buff, which, like I said, Warriors, PvE, Masters. Remove the 1 second cooldown from Crossfire. Okay. They are removing the block cooldown onto Warrior. Warrior is going back into VM5 Patch. Now, the trade-off of this is that Stagger is going into the second hit. Now, let me go and check. The thing. There is going to be a resolve cost every time you hit your block. So every time you hit your block, there's going to be a resolve cost. I don't remember what it is. Maybe it's 50, maybe it's 100. I don't know. But it's going to add up for every time you suck cock. So warriors, please land your abilities more as a D-stance warrior, or you're not going to get any resolve. And everyone knows you don't get resolve of auto attack, so okay, land your abilities. I see people with a lot, and it's quite funny if you ask me. Stagger encounter can only be used in D-stance. Thank fucking God. A special note to Suzumiya. Maybe warriors will use Shadow Backstab. That is all. Binding Sword will now shoot and pull in the same cast. So this will make a actual simulated Giga Chain. I don't actually know if you can block cancel Binding Sword. If someone can test that for me too, that would be awesome. So we can see if you can actually do something more incredible than I can ever hope for. But with the combined concept of Binding Sword being able to instant cast and Stagger encounter, A-stance warriors are the only class that is going to be able to mimic Giga into wait a sec into Stagger encounter. So fake Giga, homemade Giga, microwavable Giga. You know, you guys wanna talk about? Faking Lancer Chain Leash will only be possible with A-stance, because you can't stagger and stack and stagger and counter in D-stance. SS reset is actually viable, surprisingly enough. It's only 4 points, and it does a pretty good amount of damage, and it's a very reliable stun because it reaches really far. Poison Blade will now add 1 additional edge when using Nocturne Infusions. Now, there actually is a variety of combos that you can do with Poison Blade now, with the different changes. Poison Blade will now be able to execute Traverse Cut and Scythe faster. So if you are in desperation of being able to Scythe, make sure that you can also be able to auto block Poison Blade Scythe if you want to. You know what I'm saying? Like, and you'll be able to Traverse Cut. So putting it out there. Two, or even if you, I think you glyph it too. I don't think you can. You can glyph it maybe for another point of edge. So you can you guys get 2 edge per knock. Okay. Let's see. Rate of blows actually goes up by 20%, so whatever base damage you have right now, just multiply the base damage by 20%, and that's what you got, and then you add that along with the 20%, that with, you know, your fucking glyph for damage, because you're gonna glyph it for damage. Okay. So, the actual buff of another actual buff of Warrior is the Deadly Gamble. Now, the Deadly Gamble. As soon as calls Deadly Gamble of this patch, the super buff that no one mentions because it's so shit, the Warrior pretending to ICB, it's actually going to be now changed. They're taking off the crit resist factor. You know how you lose crit resist when you're doing Deadly Gamble, so they're taking that away. Thank God. They're adding crit chance, not crit rate. I think that's already kind of there. But crit chance is, for those that don't know, crit chance is all of your crit combined times 1.35, 1.50, and reduces melee skill by half. So, in any case, Deadly Gamble will now be a fucking huge factor of what you have to deal with. Alright, so, moving on, Reaping Slash. Now, Reaping Slash, where the fuck did my window close? Hold on, let me reopen it. Reaping Slash is now very special. Reaping Slash will be able to stun, and this kind of opens up a new option for people. Just cause, you know what I'm saying? Just cause. Now, let me go over the other notes real quick, because I've already kind of seen this, but I'm gonna double check just to make sure. Now, Reaping Slash works in D-stance. It is now on a 25-second cooldown. It generates edge. And it will stun in PvP if there is a shield. Now, this is also kind of sketch information. I'm sorry, I'm like really wet. This is sketch information, but Reaping Slash right now is a knockdown in PvP. In order for you to get a stun, you need to land it on a barrier. Now, a barrier, examples of barriers include Warding Totem, Kai's Shield, Warding Niveads, Iron Will. Those are, Mana Barrier. Those are examples of shields in PvP. So, if they have a shield on them, as a warrior, you'll be able to Reaping Slash, block cancel, whatever, Cascade, and be able to have a new scenario for D-stance. Now, of course, going against the Priest's fucking new shield is going to be very tough for warriors, but this lets you build edge onto the barriers. So imagine being able to, as a warrior, just hitting really cheesy shit stuff to build edge. Barrier isn't down yet, and then you reaping onto it. So let's say I don't know, let's say I'm a warrior and I'm D-stance, and I auto block, and I auto block, and the guy is, you know, he's not getting pressured because he popped Kaya's GS. So I will, let's say right now I'm going to fight off the priest shield, and I'm gonna build as much edge as possible before GS goes down, because my objective is not to actually break the shield, because that's a waste of abilities. My objective as a warrior is to build as many stacks of edge as possible. That way, by the time Guardian Sanctuary goes down, I reaping onto it, full combo, and my scythe does 1 billion fucking damage. The point of the new warrior is to build edge. Scythe damage goes up by 30%, 35%, and basically that's the way for a warrior to maintain the pressure onto Priest. Priest meta has always now been, and now with next patch for sure, will be when I Kaya's GS, I get a heal no matter what. You can go fuck yourself unless you Binding Sword, point blank me, or no, not even Thunderbolt. Just if you point blank or Binding Sword me, I'll not be able to heal. But Priest meta will be is still I Kaya's, I GS, I heal. It's inevitability, and so because of that, you want to save major abilities against barriers because they're a waste of your fucking time. That's all I have to say about that. Okay, so moving on. Scythe damage is going up by 35%. One last thing. Reaping Slash does not put the debuff to increase scythe damage. You're not overstacking, okay? They're just flat out increasing the damage onto scythe instead. They're reducing scythe's cooldown to 8 seconds. They are making the scythe cliff kind of worth it. But even then, even though it's on 8 seconds, do you see yourself double cliffing it or not? It's up to you. I highly recommend just glyphing full damage unless you go against Mystic. Laffy, like I said before, if Priest uses Kaya's or GS, the point of a warrior will be to build edge and hit you, and by the time your GS is down, your shield's still up because Kaya's duration is 12 seconds. And you're building edge onto the priest, so when you're reaping, you build another edge stack and you're stunned, and then I cascade, and by that time your shield's down, then I penetrate a blows or something, and then I scythe for 10 edge. That's the point. Yeah, that's the point of it. Okay. Anyway, so scythe. Scythe increases your resolve by 100. Okay, thank God it's on here. Thank fucking God. 35% damage, 8% 8 seconds. Now, I know some people are gonna be against this with me because I think of Measured Slice and Scythe kind of in the same concept. But Scythe is on 8 second cooldown, and it's so fucking easy to land. So why would you double glyph it? Why would you double glyph it? That's what I'm seeing right now. If you're double glyphing it, yeah, you're putting 12 points in one ability that you're spamming a lot, but why put 12 points in that when you can open more utility? So probably people are going to be against me on this, but I recommend only glyphing one thing on it and probably damage, just because if you roll the dice enough, it's only a matter of time before you do damage. You see what I'm getting at? It's only a matter of time before you crit. So why not bank on that idea? So you can put 6 points in a lot of other stuff, and yeah, that's all I gotta say about that because double glyphing is dumb. I think at 12 points of one ability is really fucking heavy, and I don't recommend it. But, like I said, I'm not a warrior main. I don't know. I'm a slayer main, and that's my mind. You know, like, that's what my mind tells me. Okay. So, last few things. Combative strike goes up 20% damage. Blah, 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 blah. Let me see if I make sure that I'm going through everything. I think I did. Okay, I'm just making sure that I'm okay. I'm on track with the other notes. Okay, so Lancer. Shield counter, reduce cooldown by 4 seconds. I always make jokes against Lancers. I'm sorry for all you Lancer mains that are checking out my stream. I'm a big hater of Lancer. They're making Wallop and Lockdown Blow generate aggro. That's it. You guys don't deserve buffs. You will be getting the other buffs later though. I don't actually think we got that patch. Which is the
Edge, stun DMG, stun DMG, stun DMG, sign Kappa. Edit.
Thanks, Seuss, for the donation. That's basically me, don't do warrior. Like, everyone's already fucking saying that. Flo, is your bitch ass ready for the patch? I don't even know. Alright. I'm about halfway through the patch now. Thank you guys so much for checking out the stream so far. I got like 140 of you guys. Hopefully you guys learned something out of this, and I really appreciate you guys coming by and listening to my voice. Even though I don't know if what I'm saying is very important to you guys, but I'm trying to inform those that are new and just go over the patch notes and everything. Everyone can circle jerk together. Okay, alright, so part 2 of the big patch for classes. Sorcerer, the magic, the magician, the Gandalf, going complete revamp. Complete fucking revamp. We're talking the biggest patch ever for sorcerers. This is the eye in the sky change in the world for sorcerer. Like, this is amazing. This is gonna be the second bandwagon class of actually no, third, because I already talked about Berserker too. Berserker no block, and Berserker getting their, you know, running slash and being able to not, it's like I already talked about it. That's first, warrior second, sorcerer third. Sorcerer third. Now, for all you sorcerer mains out there that are having a really hard time with sorcerer, before I start going through the patch notes with sorcerer, let me tell you right now, sorcerer's playstyle is changing entirely. You're going to have way better mana gain. There are mana reduction costs reduced on most of your abilities. You have longer CCs and you have no more animation lock on most of your abilities. This makes sorcerer change from, you know, old and granny and fucking slow paced and, you know, strategic. It's gonna be, you're still gonna have that concept of strategy with your playstyle, but you're not going to need to as much because your playstyle is a lot faster paced, lower cooldowns, faster abilities, higher mana cost, lower mana reduction. Like, higher mana gain, lower mana reduction. Like, this is gonna make your playstyle go from this paced, you know, eye in the sky, wait for the right opportunity kind of class, to be able to make your plays on your own and do a fuck ton of damage and just fling spells non-stop. You're gonna be a machine gun spell, like a spellcaster. And for those that are maining sorcerer, by all means, you guys deserve it. Okay, sorcerer has always been in this very awkward position in the game for so long, to the point where you can only label 3 of the top sorcerers in the game. So I highly recommend for those that are considering playing sorcerer to play sorcerer. They're a very fun class. The lower the ping, the better. Okay, so let me go down through these patch notes. and hopefully you guys get as excited as I am, because I'm very excited with this. Right now, let me kind of move these patch notes over here. Oh, whoops. Guess that doesn't really work. Okay, so in any case, so base crit 50. First of all, base crit 50. They go up by 15. Is it 35 right now? 30 or 45? I'm not sure. Goes up to 50. Reduce PvP defense. PvP defense will be the same as Slayer and Reaper. That's 10% reduction onto flat endurance. So that will be about 2 Indomitables worth. 2 Indomitables. I think so, like 2 Indomitables worth in PvP defense. Increase cooldown of teleport jaunt to 15 seconds. This makes you be able to backstep. So now you'll have the option of backstepping, jaunting, and warp barrier for defensive abilities. Okay? So you'll be able to rotate your backstep and your jaunt. That's super good. That's super fucking good. It's super good. Okay? So let's get into the most broken buff for Sorcerer. Okay, so warp barrier. Okay? Warp barrier allows you to cancel the iframe whenever you want. They're reducing the duration to 1 second, but the glyph allows you to double it. So they put it right back to
New Sorcerer combo celerity kappa kappa TKT KT KKT KT 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 caret 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 kappa kappa TKT KT 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 7 Fire Blast Void Pulse Craigasm Flow NF.
Alright, hopefully that didn't stop the hype for all 150 guys. So, Warp Barrier Glyph, 2 points. Allows you to put the time of Warp Barrier back to normal for the cost of 2 points. Okay, there's also a cooldown reduction glyph, whatever. Okay, let me talk to you guys about Warp Barrier and why this is such a broken buff. Now, Warp Barrier, you sit there, you spin your wheel, right? And you're like, alright, it's pretty long duration. Now, imagine being able to do the same thing, but cancel it whenever the fuck you want. So, this allows you, and with the short cooldown, and the, you know, whatever. Let me double check what the patch notes, by the way, with Warp Barrier, because isn't there a shorter cooldown on it? I don't think there is. No, there isn't. Okay, so with the already short cooldown of it, and you being able to cancel it whenever you want, this basically makes Death from Above controllable. Do you understand what I'm saying? This means that you have the option of, okay, a spell is about to come at you, and you block it, move, tap, cancel, jaunt away, or block it, move, tap, cancel, magma bomb them back, sleep. This lets a variety of versatility with Sorcerer. This is why they're getting PvP defense nerf. Because if you have really good timing, you'll be able to, I don't fucking know, you can fucking Warp Barrier out, move, tap, cancel, Stone Skin, and you won't be in trouble. Do you see what I'm saying? It's basically an invincible iframe that you can control whenever the fuck you want at a fucking 2-second iframe, or like a 2-second iframe. That in itself is extremely fucking broken for low ping players. Like, it's extremely fucking broken. Okay, moving on.
B1 with the river, 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 B1 with the river.
Is this
B1
donation
with the
day
river.
or something? I've been getting spam all fucking day about this. Alright. Okay, so anyways, next up, Painful Trap. Cancel it whenever you want. Base damage increased. Painful Trap cooldown reduced, I believe, either by 5 or 10. I'm not sure if it's 25 or 30. Not a store for me. Still good. Mana Siphon now heals 120 per second. Super fucking good. Siphon heals more. According to Yoshi-chan, Siphon is 60% boosted. So what this means is it's going from 830 mana to 1,300. That's 500 mana. You know what 500 mana is? It's 2 spells. It's 2 spells. It's a hailstorm, I think, right? No, if you glyph it, I think it's a hailstorm, right? Or is hailstorm still 1,000? No. If you glyph it, it's 500. I think something like that. I don't know. In any case, it's 60% boosted MP regen, which is, oh my god, my mana problems are gone if I know how to aim. Pretty fucking sick. Okay. Nova. Glyph changes. Lightning Chop goes up by, I believe, 1 second. Like way faster cooldown, or cast time. And a little bit shorter cooldown. So I think it's 36 seconds off. Pretty fucking good if you ask me. The new L Chop is actually really fast. It's about like, I think it's like a point with celerity. It was like a 0.6 second cast or something, or a 0.5 cast with the frames. I'd say something that's how it feels like compared to the like the whole like 0.8 1.0 duration cast. Like, it's fucking long. And it actually has a very clean animation cancel too, so. Okay, let's see. Anyways, so time jar, not much change. Duration is now the same for PvE and PvP. Now, is it longer in PvE and then it's longer, hence longer in PvP, or let me check for you. What's that one? Someone needs to explain that to me. Duration for one target is 8 seconds, 2 for 7, and 3 for 6, 4 for 5. 4 more for 5. It's okay. I always tell Sorcerer mains to always spam time jar in PvP. It's super fucking good. Like really good. And that's about it for that one. Okay. Mind Blast glyphs being reduced by fucking crazy. Nerve exhaustion goes up by, I believe, 1 to 2 seconds. Is that nerve? No, 1 second. And the cooldown is reduced by 10 seconds instead of 1 minute. Holy fuck. Do you know what 1 second on fucking one fucking second on a silence is it's so strong. It's so unbelievably strong. It's like you can't even do anything. You can walk into a sleep. Like, it can happen. Like, I bet, like, the silence will be so loud, I bet a sword can actually, like, sleep one kid and sleep the other kid with a reset. And still, like, because they're so close together, he'll, like, walk up to both of them, teabag, and L-chop them both. I bet, like, he can do that because of how long the silence is. Moving on. Burst Celerity now available at level 18. New sorcerers. Yay, you get to cast Celerity early on. Or you can just buy a level up scroll. Just get Celerity right away. But bigger thing. It can no longer be removed with exhaustion or regression. This allows sorcerers to go ham even after they're getting regressed. Now, this will allow sorcerers to more likely play with mystics. because the Mystic aura does not get plagued or regressed. And with as long as the Mystic is in the vicinity, you have nothing to fear. Because you have no buff that you honestly you feel that needs to be dispelled, other than Mana Barrier power damage, which I don't even know if people still run nowadays. You know what I'm talking about? When you cast Mana Barrier, it gives you that power damage. That is the only thing you should be concerned with, other than the barrier itself. I think that's the only other thing you have to be worried about. So it's actually really fun. Yeah. So, moving on. What to do? Pain Blast slows without the glyph. Yay. I think with the new Pain Blast being able to slow for sure, you'll be able to stack Glacial Retreat with Pain Blast. Now I don't know exactly how good movement speed slows are, but back then PvP Glacial Retreat duration was actually really good. But nowadays I don't quite know if that's the case anymore, just cause there's a lot of movement skills and very few of them get affected by actual slows. So in any case, you know, you can stack them now. Cooldown of Mana Volley goes to 90 seconds. Fuck you guys. Moving on. Fire Blast. When you cancel it, it doesn't go on cooldown. That's a trade-off of the aggro. It doesn't go on cooldown. That means if you fuck up and you don't want to cast a Fire Blast, you can be like, LOL, and then Void Falls them, or LOL, and then Magma Bomb, you know? Like, oh, LOL, whoops, I hit a movement key because I was scared of getting hit by a barrage. Alright, so that's always good. I thought that Fire Blast actually got buffed in PvP too, but I could be wrong. Oh, it's already been buffed. Okay. According to Yoshi-chan, Fire Blast is supposed to be 10% overall. So we'll have to see when we get hit by Fire Blast. Maybe Fire Blast if it actually does a lot of damage. There's now a 25% attack speed buff onto the base Fire Blast. I think it's already like base faster. No, there you go. No, it's 8%. Yeah, it's an 8% buff onto Fire Blast, and there is some glyph changes and stuff like that. Right now, please guys, do not really ask me too much specific questions unless you're talking about the thing that I'm talking about right now. If I'm talking about Sorcerers, ask me Sorcerer questions. If I'm talking about Berserker, talk to me about Berserker. Warrior, Warrior. Follow along with me on the patch notes, and once I am done with the patch notes, then I will go with my whole philosophical and, you know, out of the box view about the game overall and stuff like that, and other classes, etc. For now, I will talk about Sorcerer. Do not mention Slayer. Do not mention other classes. Do not mention comparisons with me right now. Okay? Got it? Got it, guys? Thank you. Alright, next thing. So, Void Pulse. I think the hitbox on Void Pulse already got fixed. Yoshi, you have to tell me this one. Did they fix the hitbox on the Void Pulse yet? Or is it still wonky? And I don't think we got the jaunt fix either, right? So you gotta tell me that one. Void Pulse has been fixed, we'll get everything out. Thank you. Yeah. Arcane Pulse, double projectile speed, and the glyph goes up to 5 seconds. So, if you guys remember Stunbug, January 2014, used to be able to stun and be able to toss your ball, arcane pulse. So I don't know if you can do this now. You can do it for sure with the silence, 100%. But I don't know about the new L trap. But with the old stun bug, you used to be able to stun trap, back up, full charge arcane pulse. So this ball is coming in and it's fast. Now in this patch it's faster than usual with more damage. Then you have a upcoming void pulse come up behind it, and you're casting. I don't know. Actually, I don't think you can cast the fire blast on top. But it was full charge arcane pulse with void pulse on top. Arcane pulse would hit first, and then the void pulse would crit, and then you could. And if that's possible with this upcoming thing, then you could do a instant cast flame barrage on top, which will also have double crit. And on the count of that, you have Savage Crux, and you got like the Forceful if you run Forceful, or you got the whatever other crit modifiers that you have. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I still think that I think you can actually do that now. So I'll give that a try next patch and tell me how it goes with Celerity. Obviously, without Celerity, you can't do anything. And yeah, I mean, okay, all right. First of all, Souza, I'm not the Sorkman. I have the Sorkman in the chat. I am a PvP expert. My brain is designed for PvP. That's all it works for. So of course, I'm gonna ask a class expert on what they feel about certain things. Just like how I asked Zeus for Warrior, and I would ask DT for Berserker. I would ask, Gold for Lancer, and I would ask other classes for whatever they main on. Eat a dick. Anyway, so with that being said, the extra duration, 1 second duration on a double crit will allow you to 1, 2, 3. Do you know what I'm saying? Because with Flame Barrage not having an animation anymore, like being able to animation cancel Flame Barrage, so it literally goes up at you like right like this. You'll be able to fly in like this and Void Pulse and this and Magma Bomb and this and fucking Ice Needle like right on top, so you know what I'm saying? Like just the whole crit, you know what I'm saying? Like the versatility that you can do with the right scenario, which would make it fucking crazy. Okay, moving on. So Magma Bomb has a smaller radius. Now it goes from this big cone, which is like the 280, I think, something like that, the number is size, and it's gonna hit more like a Void Pulse box. So so it's gonna be like, the best way for me to explain how small it hits would be, what's another projectile I could think of? Arc Bomb. Arc Bomb on hit, not Arc Bomb AoE, Arc Bomb on hit. Or I still say Void Pulse is still the best comparison. But very small hitbox on the hitbox with like 2 meters around the hitbox. That's the best way I can explain it. Now, I don't think Yosha tested this, but back in the day, in the old patch notes, they made it so when you backstepped, your Magma Bomb had a larger radius. Now, did they fix that? Or did they normalize it in a sense where when you backstep Magma Bomb, it will now be the Magma Bomb of this patch that we have, not the new one. This patch that we have. Someone needs to clarify that for me, and that would be nice. If you don't know, that's okay, because either way, we're going to be testing tomorrow. Okay. Anyway, so base duration, base damage is going to be 20%. Magma Bomb. Okay. Next up is Flame Pillar. Now, Flame Pillar actually staggers right now, and some people are telling me I'm gonna need an outside input on this, but some people are telling me that when you flame pillar, you'll be able to cancel, and it keeps going for like an extra second. Which allows you to out trap while it's still going, and then it stuns. Or is it that you flame pillar and then you out trap anyway, and it stuns? Like, I don't actually know. But for the most part, even Yosha saying it, you'll be able to set up out trap 100% times easier now, because you can Jonathan instant cast flame pillar and then out chop the kid, back up, fire blast, ward pulse, give him the D, you know what I'm saying, like silence him, walk out Nova, you know, you know, like give him the D with flame barrage slips in because they're fucking OP. It's gonna be the new thing that Sorcs have to learn to use. The D comp. Yep, so flame pillar stagger, so you out chop for the stun. That's correct. Now, finally, coolest thing about sorcerers is they now earn mana back. They earn mana back. That means when you use salivating, and that little fucking Lancer's in the corner over there, and you already have celerity up, you're gonna be like, hey, Yosha, now all those gifts you have of sorcerers auto-attacking, maybe now they'll have meaning. Maybe they'll claim that they were low on mana, they needed to auto-attack to get some mana back, you know, like. But no, seriously though, you'll be able to do auto-attacks, and you'll get some mana back, and that's gonna be in those desperations where it siphons down. You can't siphons down, volleys down. You can't a fusion because you're getting hit. That's gonna be the only time you're gonna be needing to do that. If you're pro, and you between your CC locks, yo, toss fireballs in there, and then set up another CC with flame barrages, which would be pretty cool. I would say for sorcerer mains, because of how long your CCs are now, and if you're really micromanaging on your character, and I'm saying you're good, or you want to be really good, you'll want to actually be able to do auto attack slips and flame barrage slips in between, because flame barrage no longer has an animation. So, and flame barrage, in my opinion, is like the greatest bread and butter skill in the game. It's got a relatively short cooldown in spite of its large mana cost, and it does a fuck ton of damage for a skill with a short cooldown. It's like a better overhand without resetting. See what I'm getting at? So if you're actually a really pro sorcerer, rather than having to sit there 4-bar siphoning in between your combo, you might be able to just, you know, set up 1 CC with damage, flame barrage, auto, lead up to the next CC, damage, flame barrage, auto. See what I'm getting at? So keep that in mind. I think honestly, for those that play on low ping for sorcerers, that's smart, because in my guide on playing the DPS for most melee, auto attacking is good, because it makes it so you don't have to cast other abilities to get mana back, because you'll be able to just accumulate so much mana. It basically fights off the war of attrition that you're having when you're doing your combos. You know what I'm getting at? So you're not killing yourself. You'll be able to keep going at a super fast pace, and this will make you like a god, because you're also doing damage. Hey, and okay, let me just put this out there, okay? Just to top off the finishing of this this Sorc talk. Now, the talk about Sorcerer, okay, is for forceful Forceful procs the best off of Flame Pillar. And surprisingly, auto attack also crits pretty hard. Now, I don't quite know, like I said, with the new PvP changes, I don't know with the whole side and back critting if this is still going to be the case. But if it is, you still want to be able to slip in auto attacks on the off chance that you're running forceful and you're oranging yourself to victory. Now, that's just like a sense option. In fact, with the new painful trap, you'll be able to actually do KD chains now too, so you can even run cruel if you're a pro. But with the new PvP changes, it's highly recommended for you to run carving Nibiot. There's no reason why you shouldn't. Sorcerers are a class that is highly dependent on critting, no kills, nothing. No matter how many spells you cast, if they're all white, you're shit. It's gonna be shit. Fire Blast is gonna be awful. Nova is just wonky. So basically what I'm trying to say is, you know, just keep an eye out for it. Just make sure that you're scaling for crit. But the Flame Pillar thing, it still works now, so we'll hopefully Flame Pillar will still be able to crit off the next patch. Okay, and that's the end of my sword talk, and I hope that Yosha liked it. We're gonna move on to Priest and Mystic. Priest Shield. This Soul Chain is gonna be well. This Kaya is gonna be going up from 18k to 39k. And what that means is that that's more than double. It's a 40k shield. This is going to be super fucking crippling for PvE players. It's going to be very crippling for solo queue players, and it basically makes priests say, hey, now whenever I Kaya, you can't break my shield. So it's going to be very tough for solo queue for priests now. And I think that priests will have a lot easier time learning to play priests in solo queue, along with dunking kids and Corsairs and, you know, all that shit. And with this change alone, this makes priests more played than mystics and team 3s too. As if that shit's a lie, right, guys? Anyways, so that's gonna be the biggest change for priests, along with the auto-firing triple nemesis, so you can hold spacebar while you're shooting it. That's it. That's it for priests. Moving on. So mystics now, when they vow, they'll give themselves and their res buddy full stam and full MP, full HP. Thank God, because I never liked taking vow anyway. That's it. All the glyph changes don't really make much of a difference. Vow changes. Cleansing, 1 point. Titanic Favor, 1 point. That's it. Yeah. Continuing the hate train, we're moving on into the legendary Space War class, Reaper. Now, I've already shit-talked this before, but I will now be talking in a less faggot way. not faggot, that's the wrong term for you. I'll be less of a shitlord, okay? So, the new Reaper will have an increase of 15 endurance, I think 10 or 15 endurance. Double Shear will now be doing 100% damage all the time when it is chained. When it's chained, it will be doing 110% damage. Now this is a huge buff because Double Shear already does no fucking damage unchained. So this will allow you to do PvE combos such as Double Shear into Whipsaw, for example, which isn't that bad. Fucking chat. So, Grim Strike will now be hitting 2 hits instead of 3. They're reducing the cooldown from 12 to 6, I think. Is it 12? And it is now going to have a reduced glyph point for energetic by 2. Right? Is it 2? I'm not a Reaper main anymore. Oh, and also it gets buff damage, but I don't know if it actually, I don't know if it's in the notes, but they get 10% damage bonus. 9 to 6. Third hit is removed and it's fusing it to second hit. Now, Reaper mains, as much as I insult you guys for spacebarring and not actually pulling back, you don't have to worry about the pullback for Grim Strike, and you no longer have to worry about the circle for Thunder Strike, because those two will no longer be doing damage. The damage is going to be straight after you hit the spacebar. So you can spacebar, in a spacebar, in a spacebar, full damage. Okay, guys? Like, that's going to be, which is reducing the skill level of you guys even further. But I mean, to the Koreans, you gotta be as sufficient as possible. But let me go about saying this. The double crit glyph on Grimstrike is now way more viable now, because instead of having a chance to crit and splitting amongst 3 skills, the fused hit onto the second hit, what means that you'll have 1 of 2 chances, 50% chance of critting on a double crit glyph, hence 0.75 per hit, hence way better glyph, because then you'll be able to run Cruel Niviat, KD chains, and this will allow you to, you know, grim grim.
Oh.
You know, remember, you know those guys that like just run straight chain skills and they just grim? Well, now if the guy is on the floor, they're gonna be super benefit from it, because they'll get max damage every time they grim forward like a fucking wheel. Spin the whip. Like, they're gonna actually, it's actually gonna be good. It's gonna... Get some fresh air. Okay, moving on. So, Thunder Strike, like I said, no, they're gonna be fusing the damage onto on the Thunder Strike. Pendulum Strike goes up 50%. It's gonna go from piss to still piss. Start on kick damage. What is it right now? 800? Not even worth cliffing for damage, but with this, and you add the glyph on top, it might be worth it. Do some damage tests, guys, because it's really easy to land Grim Strike and Pendulum. Spiral Barrage is your auto attack, increased damage by 25%. Whatever that means. And yeah, that's that. Okay, anyway, so Dust Spiral reduced to 10 seconds. That's really good. Not really gonna make much of a difference to the spin to win, guys, but 10 seconds is good, because if you use Death Spiral a lot for your animation cancels for every time you do it, so Death Spiraling into ability into Death Spiral into ability into Death Spiral, this will benefit you a lot as a Reaper main. In fact, with these Reaper changes, it actually helps Reaper go up a little bit more in PvE, and obviously in PvP, just because they're fucking insane. Insano chance. You guys see that fucking error right there? Increase damage on first hit, reduce damage on second. That's an error. Someone go tell Minia to fucking change that. Let's that's a note for Sundering Strike, because Sundering Strike second hit does less damage. It's like almost nothing, and they're focusing more on the first hit. That's the point of the Sundering Strike. It's still 2 hits. So tell her to move this out there, because that's wrong. Okay, anyways, moving on. Shadow Lash, 25% damage. That's actually really sick for PvEs and for PvPers, because you know how I guys say how much I like KD chains on Reaper. Well, 25% damage on a skill where you hit 5 of the 7 hits, in a sense where you KD chain and then you just go behind them, you dash forward, you get behind them, just give it to them. It's gonna be really good. So there's that. They are increasing the damage of Shadow Burst by 20%. They are reducing the glyphs by 2. And the Brilliant now costs, is it 150? Has it always been 150? Let me check my glyph calculator. Let me check the Brilliant to see if it's actually worth it. Death Spiral? No, it doesn't have procs. Is when you cast Death Spiral, it allows you to cast other abilities faster, and it's a great animation cancel. So, as a Reaper main, you want to use Death Spiral to lead into something else, into Death Spiral. You know what I'm saying? Like, you have enough time to Death Spiral into, for example, Double Shear, Sunder Strike, and cancel half of Sunder Strike with the second Death Spiral, and then lead up with a Whipsaw or Pendulum Whipsaw, Shadow Burst, you know, Chain Shadow Burst, or a Chain Smite, or whatever, you know, chain like the most common Korean combo is to proc auto speed, Death Spiral, and then bait a Sunder Strike in.
Oh yeah.
Animation cancel Sunder Strike with Death Spiral, and then
Oh yeah.
when they get up, you lead up with a stun, an easy smite, or you know, pull smite forward. When you smite like you know, this like in my Reaper video, when you smite like this, it makes you have back because you're clawing it backwards, and then you Shadow Burst this way. You KD chain them, and then you go from there. Or you can always just hit spacebar, but you know. So give me a second. The Reaper cliff right now is 210. It actually nerfed it. Increased damage, but nerfs it. Awkward. 150 MP? 105 to 150? Wait, hold on. Why does this thing say 210? That didn't bug. Are you guys fucking up too over here? It says 210 on the fucking thing. I don't know. But, anyways, so I don't quite know if Shadow Burst actually goes off after Reverse Leash. I guess it goes off now guaranteed if Reverse Leash has maximum stun duration in the RNG roll with the earrings. But still really fucking flaky. Veil Shadows. Now this is the biggest change with Reaper, but Veil Shadows now allows you to heal! So now you can actually get healed while you're in Veil Shadows, but the trade-off is you heal less when the heal proc goes up. Which means you're not as OP in 1v1 now. Moving on! Gunner! So, Gunner now can point blank stagger first hit. Second hit is still OP knockback, so still do that. But with point blank being able to stagger, you can roll and stagger again, or you can stagger into a suicide for the robot, or you can stagger into grenade right on top of them if they don't react back right away. So there are 3 different things that you can do with the new point blank stagger. Okay, that's all I gotta say about that, because it's actually really good. Because Gunner CC is absolute fucking trash can. Okay. Secondly, increased damage to Scattershot. Now Scattershot is going to be buffed by 15%, so 300 base damage. It says 15%, so 1800. Now if you glyph the 25% on Scattershot, is now going to be somewhat worth it, because you're going into the 21 to 2200 base damage on Scattershot. For PvE, this is a given. You're obviously going to want to spec it, but for PvP, not so much. It's still going to be debatable whether you want to glyph Scattershot for damage. Up to you, of course, but either way, the buff is there, and it's nice because it scales your glyphs better. The power link is shit. Don't ever run rolling reload power link on PvP. Okay, Mana Missiles now has a 100% chance to KD other players and a high chance to KD monsters. Fuck yeah, fish boss. So basically, what this means is that if you get hit by more than 1 missile, it doesn't mean you're a fucking floppy fish. Okay, as long as 1 missile hits, you'll get KD. Hold on. How do I explain this properly? When you point blank your Mana Missile, all 5 hits at the same time. Mana Missiles also gets buffed by 10% damage. Or 10% damage, yeah. So it goes into the 6Ks, or just under 6K. But here's the thing. All 5 missiles hit when you point blank it. When you long range it, it takes a little bit of time, but it goes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Like so if you time your Mana Missiles from a farther distance, just as a Kaya Shield goes away, or Rallying Cry, or just as Rain of Blows finishes, from a farther distance, you actually peel it off. You peel, and you get a KD right away. Something to keep in mind. That would be some of the things. More importantly, with the new Mana Missiles having a KD, you'll now officially have 2 KDs. Now, of course, HB has the longest cooldown in the face of the fucking universe, which is why you want to open up with a Mana Missiles with them already having no retail. If you do that, you'll be able to, if you Mana Missiles, get rid of Barrage, Summon Robot, Reload, HP cooldown, Barrage, Shotgun, Auto, Mana Missiles, Roll, Stare Shot, Time Bomb. Just an example of a combo that you can do with the new Gunner. So yeah, having 2Ks is going to be good, but it's just a matter of having a keen eye in order for you to take advantage of it. Because Gunner has super crit damage, and Gunner is not affected by the PvP changes with their Barrage spell, along with their Baldur's Vengeance. So the whole, I can't have any bonus crit chance when I'm behind back or when I'm aside is not going to affect the Barrage or the Baldur's Vengeance of Gunner. They're revising the chain skills, so for spacebar heroes, don't spacebar anyway, it's a waste of your time. And Arcane Barrage will only detonate once now. But they're fusing the damage into the first hit. But the detonate is going to get reduced by 10%. You guys hear that? The ball is going to hit once. Guarantee crit still. But the detonate is going to have a 10% reduction in damage. Okay guys? That's the nerf. Because Detonate is fucking hella damage. Secondly, Baldur's Vengeance gets nerfed. That's 20%. I believe that's 20% on the laser. Yep, 20% PvP damage on the laser. Will the ball do the same damage with or without bot up? I'm not so sure. We're gonna have to test it and see. Don't worry, fam. I am going through the patch notes and going over the patch notes with Yosha's patch notes. So we're gonna talk and we're gonna isn't it? We know where we are on the patch stage. We are for the patches. We are just before the glyph point changes with the patches. So just before glyph point changes, we have every patch up to the glyph point changes. It's just to level it out. You know, people are going to be using this one, and I want to obviously communicate with the viewer base with this patch note. Can I go over Arcane Barrage damage again? Okay. He says again. And now, just to do you a favor, I will highlight this, okay? Just to... Okay. Arcane Barrage with HP robot. Right? It is no longer going to double hit. But they fused a lot of the damage into the first hit. So they fused the double hit into one hit, almost, not as much. And then, so when you detonate, even though it guaranteed crits, it is going to do 10% less damage onto the explosion. You got it? Most of your class, don't ask me about that now. That's what it is with the Arcane Barrage, and I hope you understand that. So when you detonate, it is not going to double hit. It's not going to double hit. It will do a lot less damage now that it's not going to double hit. So people aren't going to bitch us hard. They're still going to fucking bitch though because we can't do crit. What?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Moving on. Let's see. So Baldur's Vengeance damage reduced in PvP. HP now automatically pops up beside you when you're 80 meters flung, which kind of sucks. You can still pull out the 60 meter missiles from far away. Which is like, holy fuck! I'm literally sweating. I'm like flicking sweat out the window. So yeah, so you can still do super long range turret, like siege mode mini bombs from the HP, which is really cool. So yeah. Okay, now let's talk about this most controversial part of the game. PvP. Attacking a player from the side no longer increases the chance to crit. Now, let me tell you guys how PvP crit chance works, okay? Because there is no PvP crit chance. It's Terra crit chance. Now, how Terra crit chance works is that when you're behind a target, you actually get about 10. I think some guy did it in Korean math in about 2012, 2013. But it's about 10 to 20% extra crit chance when you're behind a target. Now, if you ever went up against a Lancer, yeah, I'm talking to you fuckers, and they, let's say, like, you know, this is you. No, let's find something with an ass. Okay, this is an ass. Okay, this is my ass. So you go against a Lancer, okay? And the Lancer, he barrages towards you. Barrages behind you. He spring attacks. And he wallops you. And you notice that when you are getting sprung attacked into wallop, all three of his spring attacks crit you. And and they wall of crit you, and you're like, what the fuck, dude? The Lancer isn't even specking for crit chance. How am I getting crit, right? The answer is because this is the concept of the way Terra works. Terra makes it. That's why in PvE you're like, oh my god, dude, I'm hitting such big numbers, all the red numbers and shit like that. In Terra, you crit more often when you're in the back. I don't even know what to decide. I don't even know if that's actually real. Because maybe it is. You just crit more. But okay. Now you're gonna lose a lot of crit chance, and this actually changes the whole PvP meta because it makes it so that healers have more survivability. Now this is different from VM5 Patch, okay? And this is actually really smart with the way Blue Hole did it. So if you guys ever played VM5 Patch, fully gear, which I did. I didn't have fully gear, but I had counts. It was, in a sense, it was a bruiser patch, and where everyone was really chunky and really hard to kill, and you see stalls and draws, and that's why people said Resing is BN. It's not that Resing is BM, it's that people were really tanky during that patch. But it's criticism. What it basically is that healer now VM4 to VM5 to VM6 gear is now very equivalent to VM2 damage with VM1 rolls, right? So with that being said, now you can basically, now you won't be able to RNG crit from the back. It might happen, but it's way less likely to happen now with the upcoming change, because they're removing it altogether. So that basically your entire chance is based off of whatever crit that you're building up and stuff like that. Right? This makes A-Stance Warrior really good. This makes double crit glyphs really good. This makes people that stack a fuck ton of crit really good. Castanics will have an advantage over other players by 1%. Now, I know what you guys are saying. 1% doesn't really make a big deal, right? Now let me tell you what 1% is. 1% of your overall crit chance. You have 100, right? Let's say you have base of 50. Then you are doing 120 crit rate with all your mods and stuff like that built in. And then you have a double crit glyph. And then you times all that by 1%. Kind of adds up a little bit, right? With that being said, it scales a little bit more from the back, which makes Castanics have a small, like a pretty small, minuscule advantage over other classes. Of course, Castanic was more OP this patch than next one. You add that with 30% on the card we give you, and then you know you get the snowball going, right? So there's that. For the most part, you will want to run a lot more crit than usual. I think that there should be an etching buff on etching 3. Carving 3 was supposed to be buffed from 12 to whatever the fuck it is. Oh, this Nightbot's gone. Let me go ahead. There you go. The gunners do more damage now, they do less damage. Okay, so in any case, you want to run a crit rate as much as possible, and this is to emphasize you making sure that you're running crit PvP gear, because when you are running a PvP weapon, it gives you base crit chance. I believe this idea still stands for the Tensis. The Tensis will still have a baseline of 14 crit rate. That's all I gotta say about that. In any case, it means that run PvP weapon, because PvE weapons are gonna help you crit. Unless you run double crit. I don't know. I don't fucking know. It's not gonna let you crit. Okay. So then, and the final part, and this is the most controversial part of the patch, because, well, it's hard to say. Now, it says on the patch notes that projectiles now determine hitting from behind based on caster's location rather than skill placement. This affects the following skills: Bombardment, Sunder Strike, Painful Trap, Idle Trap, Hailstorm, Rain of Arrows, Stun Trap, Incendiary Trap, Explosive Trap, it should affect a lot more. Concussion Trap, the Green Trap. There are more spells that do back damage than people think. So let's go over how I think this is gonna work and how it's actually gonna be executed. So, what they basically are saying in this patch is that when you are landing an ability, let's say, we'll use the tiny piece. Okay. So let's say I am casting Rain of Arrows from the front. Okay, with this patch right now, let's say Blue Chan, he's gonna cast Rain of Arrows on Pengu. So I'm casting Rain of Arrows from the front, and it's doing damage. This patch, it makes it so, well, our current patch before tomorrow makes it so that when I go behind him, even though the skill is still going this way, I'm doing back damage. Now, how I think it's gonna work now, I think this is a misprint. I think how it works now is whatever you cast is what you get. So whatever way you aim it is what you get for damage. Now, an example of this would be, I still believe that when you barrage, and as long as you net and explode it from this side, that is where the skill is, and that is where the damage will be towards their back, because it's already there. Understand what I'm saying? They're gonna have their own reticule. That's what I think it is, and that's why some archers, some very professional archers, emoji YOLO, are actually casting their abilities, presetting them, perfect aim, Rain of Arrows, already centering it to the back there. And concussion, and explosive, etc. Same with Hailstorm, so long as you aim it to the back, you get back damage. If they walk up, they'll do back damage because it keeps going, right? Right? That's how I think it's gonna work, but I could also be fucking completely wrong. But, in a sense, I'm hoping it's like that because it takes more skill. I'm gonna add this in my text, window real quick. There is no more bonus crit chance from back or side, but in PvP, but you should strictly still aim for the back because of Savage Niviot and back damage modifiers on your weapon. If that doesn't make any more sense, then I don't know what does, but that is honestly the best way that I can put it. And I hope that makes sense to you guys, because it makes fucking sense. I don't see why it doesn't make sense. Okay? So, make sure that as a DPS, you play the exact same that you play now. You aim for the back. You thirst to bend them over and do as much damage as possible because you are still scaling 7% bonus damage from your weapon and 1 point blah 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 damage from your Savage. And that also means that when they are on the floor, I'm going to teach this again because some people don't fucking get it. When you knock the guy on the floor, this is front damage. No matter how he looks at it, this is front damage. You must go out of your way to get behind him and then do damage spells there to do back damage. Remember that, guys. It doesn't matter how fucking much he YOLO spins, okay? You must go out of your way to go behind the guy to land damage, unless of course you are backspelling. We'll call it backspelling because your back damage is still landing the damage there, right? So let's hope it's like that. I would really enjoy it like that, just because. But for the most part, that's the way I would put it. So moving on, we are about 3/4 through the patch notes. I'm kind of losing my voice here, but Okay. So, Crusade. So Crusade 7 is supposed to reset on that day. They're offering Alk to the top. They're adding semis, and they're adding Noctinium Infusion 70k. Now, let me just tell you guys straight up. Noctinium isn't going to matter as much because in the future patch there's going to be a patch where when you queue for Battlegrounds you will be getting a Noctinium Infusion buff onto you, and this includes 3v3, CS, Freewind, I believe Kum Asylum, and Gradient. So there's already going to be pre-built Noctinium. So the only place you'll be able to use Noctinium is in any form of open world PvP and in PvE. So that Noctinium bonus for Crusade isn't really gonna matter. They're adding a new MI that I'm sure people have already seen it. There is a more super wing stuff for MI. Gives you 2% attack speed, a crit factor of 2, 4 movement speed, and 3 power. Whatever the fuck that means, like literally no difference. But people want it because of the aesthetic. It's pretty crazy. There is some footage, some pictures of someone who pops their brooch, the one with the heaven wings, and then they have the MI wings, and it's just like, so it looks really fucking cool. But for those that are playing on Mount Tyrannus, you'll know that getting the top 2 ranks requires you to lose your soul, suck a lot of dick, and to befriend or lose your friends in the process. Alright, anyways, for those that actually matter, top 10, we have cool stuff. MI, that's it, all that matters. Besides, also you get damage anyway, who gives a shit. Alright, anyways, so what if you don't have friends? Then that's fine, yeah? Okay, so the final patch notes is saying that you can now get Vanguard quests for all of these dungeons. Cool. They're changing the tests a little bit for those that haven't done your master. If you haven't done your crafting test yet, holy fuck, man. Big patch is coming, you don't have this ready? You are fucking so slack. Like, I slack hard, but you slack hard. Added achievements for the new PvP and the new dungeons. More achievements. More achievements for map coming. More achievements. The cool stuff. They're removing the yellow exclamation marks on your fucking map and your mini map compass. Oh, thank God. On your big map. Increased bonus XP when in 5 player parties, so isn't gonna make much of a difference. Reduced gold drops for bosses and eliminated gold drops for normal monsters in the following zones: Valturkai, Virtus. Basically, this is the entire northern Arun area. And Spring Valley. That's the map with a lot of mobs, right? On the High Watch map. Now, the reason why they took out Valturkai is because there is still Terra botting to this day, surprisingly enough. The 2012 bots are still here. They're just very under the radar and they try not to get caught. But now with this, in K-Terra, because K-Terra has so many gold bots and leveling bots, it's insane how much bots they have. They have if anyone remembers me playing K-Terra, they have bots, Baraka bots leveling in Pathfinder and throwing orbs and self-healing themselves constantly to make gold. That is K-Terra's way of fixing bots, which, I mean, I guess it's fine, but guild economy's already shit us. Come on. They're increasing the gold requests for Vanguard, cool. Nothing involving Serpentis Isle. Vessel of the Gods quest item cannot be destroyed. That is the Vessel of the Gods is the Calcaic Dark Matter. You can finally snap that vessel in two. You can now add a shortcut for battleground matching. So there's a Q button. I guess you can call. Animated arrow to all climbable locations. So like the whole like added that. COD is no longer an option for parcel delivery. So this is basically charging people for an item that you want to personally sell to them. Can't do that anymore. You can now remove dots of quests and bug fixes. Fix collision. Some characters don't fall to the ground in some locations. We don't quite know which ones those are. Champion Skyrim is now properly rewarding fashion coupons again. I think we are getting it now. It's like we're getting 2 and then we're getting 5 for a win, 2 for a loss or something like that right now. Maybe it's buffed. Hopefully it does, because Jesus fucking Christ. And so the echelon is no longer required to complete the self-sufficient achievement. Blah blah blah. Added some items to Northern Arun. Added Gunner's version of arms to the Avatar quest. Now that is another Avatar weapon that you can earn being Gunner. Fix the special effects for the following weapons: Prismatic, Prismatronic, Cassadine, Fire, and Ice. Thank God, it looks like complete shit right now. That is pretty much all the patch notes. From there, unfortunately, Slayer does not get buffed and won't be getting buffed for a really long time. Really sorry for all my Slayer fans. I hope you guys enjoyed these patch notes. I'm sure I've explained a bunch. I'll be back on Terra.